Alright, so what's going on today? It's actually relatively simple because you see there's this new character in Genshin Impact, and I was wondering up until recently if I should really use wishes for her, because she seems nice. I had other expectations when previously to the reveal of her design, but nonetheless I still think I will get her, but I'm not sure. And on the meta side of things, it was a yes, but there was a huge cornerstone, which was her personality and overall story details. I didn't want to get a study or a cover. The story completely changes how I perceive a character. So I would get to use that early. I just like to her, so it's just something there. Alright, doesn't seem to have many issues.
お食事？ごめんなさいね。席がしばらく空きそうにないから並んで待っててくれるかしら。おいらたち別にご飯を食事じゃない。
I'm sorry, but I'll be skipping Paimon's lines. Her voice is just annoying.
エスコフィエはスイッチが入ると話しかけづらくなっちゃうのよね。とりあえず。
So it's clear, that's not you. That's not she has a sweet side to her, which is always nice. It's just being very much delivered. Oh, for me, we're pretty do this quickly. We went to go to the board where everyone is busy marketing her employees or staff. And that members as a plus does to build chef, which will be the chef will actually do using a station. And for me, we have to this new chef that is marketing her employees. So it's really that they have taken care of him, which is a nice thing.
例の過労で倒れた料理人よ。イレールは彼の子供なの。母親がフィルマンの世話をするために家にいなきゃいけないから。
The kiddo is even the ill chef's kiddo. Well, that might be a nice thing.
彼に持たせてるのよ。家族と食べてもらうために。 ちょっとナビア聞こえてるわよ。
Oh, she doesn't like having her info revealed. Well, as long as Navia doesn't talk about her tree sizes, shouldn't be too
あ
personal.
れはすべて不器用なイレールが生み出したお客様に提供できないゴミよ。栄養バランスが良くてお肉も野菜も入ってる最高のゴミね。
Getting exposed, Miss Escoffier.
それでかの有名な旅人
Oh, her tone's changed.
それなら自己紹介。スピナディロースラの本部がすぐそばにあるのに知らないはずがないでしょ。ナビアもその件で何回も私を訪ねてきたわ。でも私はもうホテルドゥボールの従業員ではないのよ。前任シェフだからといってホテルドゥボールのことに口出しできないわ。
Okay, I see. She has morals. Ethics is a good thing, guys. It's not completely useless, right? Not completely.
サバナにシェフを引き継がせたのは他でもない私よ。どう言えばいいのかしら。
She was a much gentler person. Okay.
優しくて控えめな人だったの。自分なんかにシェフが務まるかとためらってたほどにね。
The authority or the response. Alright, so there's basically two ways this thing is probably going to be. Either it's going to be the responsibility got on her nerves, it made her really stressed and she can't deal with having this kind of responsibility, or the position of power is kind of getting to her head and she's having trouble like controlling her personality. I think the first option is the right call though.
信じられない。もしかすると私を見習ってしまったのかもね。
Well, that's one option I didn't really consider. Imitating Escoffier, who has a kind of nasty personality when it comes to her own domain. And this is also a nice thought. For once, our character is not just like spewing some random small talk answer that it could have been like an automatic dialogue and no one would have batted an eyelid. And we're questioning like, why do I even have to click this to interact with this answer? Like that's a nice thought to add. At least she's self-aware. I probably wouldn't have considered it this way if there wasn't this note, but it's probably a little bit obvious still.
とにかく私の立場からサバナを責めることなんてできっこないわ。
Like a huge hypocrite.
むしろサバナがあんな風になったのは私のせいだってフィルマンたちは思っているかも。
Huh.
それはどうかしら、エスコフィエ。見て、これはモニカからもらったものよ。これは
Sorry, I'm back. I was just gone for a minute.
あんたの言うことも一部は本当かもしれない。でも少なくともモニカは今でもあんたのことを信じてる。他の人の考えだって本人に聞いてみないとわからないでしょ。
Oh, this might be a nice theme to explore, like what happens when you kind of lose a little bit of your self-esteem due to a job complication, like she was thrown into jail because no one could really find who was responsible for some kind of food poisoning. And it looks like she's taken a little hit to her morale, even though she still seems confident in her capacities. She knows like her public image is somewhat lessened, even though she still remains one of the greatest cooks in Teyvat.
何かサバナと真正面からぶつかり合ってほしいなんて誰も言ってない。とりあえず聞き込みからってことで一緒にコックたちの話を聞いてみない？モニカ。
Oh, she doesn't remember, of course.
エスコフィモニカったら包み紙にお砂糖をまぶしすぎよ。これじゃ靴の周りも熱いじゃないの。
Okay, that's better. That's nice. I'm kind of really happy to be back in Fontaine. It's a very nice breather from Natlan, and even in this kind of side quest I see it's just already so much better than the slop I've been given in Natlan. Like, it was always, oh, there's a villain, oh, everyone's either the good guys or the evil bad guys. And now we already have, like, just in the intro of the story quest, we already have this chef seems to be tyrannical and threatens her employees. And then we learn that, well, in fact, the other chef that is the character is also kind of tyrannical, but also disapproves of this and is somewhat self-conscious about it, but can't help it. And then we learn that the first chef that was kind of the cause that was appearing as the villain in the story, that she's probably just copying what she saw with Escoffier or something like that, and that she's not just a bad guy. So just that is already so much more interesting for a story. I'm just glad to be back in Fontaine. Just back. Glad.
私たちも急ぎましょう。あんまり待たせちゃうと後が怖いしね。
But she seems to have a personality, which is like more than you can say about like half of the Genshin characters almost. Like, she's not some kind of happy-go-lucky character that just doesn't seem to have an opinion and just is always making small talk. Like, she just said like, oh, so you're the famous traveler. Like, she didn't seem to be like, oh, you're the famous traveler with sparkle in her eyes. No, she was just like, oh, you're the traveler, is that you? And then she just moved on. She didn't like extend for like 10 minutes small talk about how we're the golden haired person that she's heard it so many things. Like, she just said, oh, you're the traveler, all right, move on. That is so much more fresh. I mean, hell, it's apocalyptically concerning that I'm glad about this kind of things being done right. Like, why am I glad about this? It should be like basic story pacing. But I'm just... Even this segment, it's just running very short. Oh, sorry, I double clicked. Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Hey, maybe the taste is a little off, but if you hadn't brought it up, I don't think I would have noticed. Or Chef is gonna what? That's concerning. I'll kneel before you? Hold on, how did these chefs got raised? Man, I don't ever want to put a foot in a restaurant like this. What the heck? Yeah, you're right. What the
や
heck?
めなさいモニカ。お客さんが困っているのが見えないの？エスコフィエさん。許しを請うなら正々堂々料理人として完璧な料理を作り直しなさい。自分の事情をお客さんに押し付けて同情を求めないで。
That's a nice mentality.
私でもシェフは
Hold on, that's messed up.
いただけるまで厨房には入るなって。
That's messed up.
厨房に入らないと料理を作り直せないのに。
Okay, so I think I see the like the overall issue that this story is revolving around. I'm guessing it's that this Monica is trying to kind of copycat Escoffier, but the thing is, Escoffier knows what she's doing and she has, you know, strong values, and Monica just tries to imitate arguments that look like Escoffier could have said it, but don't actually make sense or don't obey a more deep, more thought out ethics or behavior guideline. And so without the guideline or the understanding of why Escoffier is harsh and says this kind of thing, this Monica is kind of just being harsh with no reasoning behind it. Yeah, backwards logic, that's the word.
ごめんなさいね。お食事の邪魔をしてしまって。
まあ、正直僕の舌じゃそこまで味の違いはわからないから大丈夫だよ。
Layman's palate, but not layman's words, certainly.
逆にビビってしまったというか。
鍋に残った私のスープを味見したシェフに叩き出されてしまって。
そんなに厳しくなってたのかい？エスコフィエがシェフだった時はそんなことなかっただろう？そういえばみんな顔色まで悪くなっているような。
If even a mundane customer like this one is noticing that they look a little worse for wear these days, there's something going on. Yeah, I called it. Her criticism was more constructive, so you knew what you did wrong and how to improve.
それにエスコフィエさんは本気で自分と同じレベルまで上り詰めてほしいと思ってるんだってみんな知ってました。
Yeah, right. So this Monica is just kind of trying to imitate parts of Escoffier, but not the right ones.
でも今はミスするたびに反省しろとかやり直せって繰り返すばかりで。エスコフィエさんがサンドル川で働かれるようになったと聞いてからはさらにエスカレート。モニカ、でも私たちは分かっているんです。あの日の事故は絶対にあなたの責任ではないって。
She's talking about the food poisoning stuff that made Escoffier take the responsibility of this and got sent to the Meripede fortress.
あの日のパーティーは規模が大きい上長かったので、どの段階でミスが発生し食材にルミリネが付着してしまったのかなんて誰にもわかるわけないんです。ルミリネ？なんだそれ。フォンテーヌ科学院がルエトワールから抽出して作った新しい薬剤よ。
Hold on.
様々な感覚を鋭くするから神経の働きが落ちてしまった人の治療に使われるって聞いたけど。あ
あ、僕も聞いたことある。料理に入れると。
でも繰り返し使用すると精神を侵し神経を傷つけるリスクがあるからすぐに警察隊が使用を厳しく制限したのよね。
Yeah, no wonder. There's never like miracle substances that don't have side effects. Like your body's working really just fine the way that it is. If you need to get like some coffee to stay awake, that's because there's something wrong with your routine and that you're like taxing your body to stay awake. for most people that use coffee. It's the same for, I don't know, energy drinks. Like if you're to the point where you need energy drinks, it's probably because there's something else that you're doing wrong. Unless you're a real sportive that really needs a rush of water and electrolytes in your blood as quick as possible after a marathon. But clearly most people that drink energy drinks, that's not the case for them. It's also nice to see some representation of this kind of substances in the game. Oh, I miss Fontaine so bad, guys. I missed it. Really. Just having these little details that I'm like, oh yeah, there's actually this little connection to something that's in real life and that affects like a shitload of people that have to do with, like, I don't know, energy drinks or coffee, that it's bad for you. It's bad, but people still take it. It's like just having these little things just make the story a little more interesting, that you can make parallels with real life. Obviously they're not overdoing it, but I don't know, having sweatpants and streetwear doesn't have the same impact of making parallels with IRL as this kind of little details, for me at least.
みんなわかってるんです。あの事故の原因はきっと誰かがうっかり問題のある原料を仕入れてしまっただけだって。エスコフィエさんは仲間同士で疑ったり責め合ったりしてホテルドゥボールに暗い影を落とすのを避けるために全ての責任を背負ったんですよね。そのせいでサンドル川で鍋をかき混ぜる羽目になる。
Hey, what do you imply about the Fleuve Cendre?
スピナディロースが経営のレストランよ。ホテルドゥボールにはかなわないけ
I'm
ど。
of the same mind as Navia.
へえ、サンドル川。今後はそっちで満足のいくご飯が食べれるのか。
Ooh, that's gonna be a huge blow for the Hotel de Board customers.
モニカ私は今の仕事に満足しているわ。過ぎたことを追求しなくていいの。そもそもどの段階でミスがあったにしろ、私は当時のシェフだったんだもの。責任からは逃れられないわ。
Oh, okay. I'll have to say a few thoughts after I finish this segment of the quest.
つまり私の方針に不満があると。シェフ私がシェフだってことは忘れてなかったんだね。
Oh, how cocky is that attitude?
今さらホテルドゥボールに何の用？
サバナ、一体どうしちゃったの？何があったのよ。あなたにホテルドゥボールを任せた時は。
私に任せたんでしょ。ならその後はどうしようが私の勝手。シェフを降りたあんたに指図される筋合いはない。
Okay, yeah, it really got to her head, this position. Okay, well, I did definitely have part of the answer, but there was a little bit more nuance. Like, it's not just that the position got to her head, it's also that she's trying to imitate Escoffier, partly. I like this kind of little nuance where it's kind of easy to see what the main guideline of the story is. That, you know, like, oh, there's this chef and she was sweet before, but now she's really harsh. What do you assume with that? Well, the position probably got to her head, and it's right. But there's more nuance to that. This is the kind of thing that I was really missing badly.
Sabana.
Oh, the all caps there kind of don't render the tone of the voice that Escoffier took.
ちょっと合わない間に ずいぶんと調子に乗ってるみたいね。料理の腕もさぞかし成長したんでしょうね。まさか未だにプリュイロータスをマルコットソーと
Are you
して
still
使って
using
な
the
いかいない
Plui
わよ
lettuce as an off-brand markup? Ooh. That's basically cuisine, what's it called? I forgot.
余計なお世話なんだけど。
That's none of your
ぶ
business.
つかり合えとは言ってないだろう。
Oh, I think talking to Escoffier was already kind of a synonym of storming in and raising hell, Paimon.
エスコフィエさんが帰ってきたと思ったら
あら、バネーゲムさん。
お久しぶりです。お二人ともシェフならではのやり方で解決するのはいかがでしょう。ホテル・ドゥボールの最も伝統ある方法で。
シェフならではのやり方って、まさか伝説の。
It's gonna be like a cooking duel,
その通りでございます。モデストの時代より続く伝統
cooking
料
contest.
理対決です。
レストラン
What's this gonna
ドゥボールを創
entail?
設したモデストとサベリは経営方針から毎週のおすすめメニューまで意見が食い違うたびに料理対決で解決していたんだ。意見を通す資格があるのは勝者のみ。
Well, that might be pretty funny.
確かにそう感じるのも無理はありません。しかしこの対決が腕を磨き料理に対する探求を深めるモチベーション
That's a
とな
nice
ったのです。
detail.
この制度が復活したからこそホテル・ドゥボールは本テールのグルメランキング1位の座を不動のものにできたと言っても過言ではありません。
数年前に復活？
いかがでしょうエスコフィエさん。自ら復活させたルールでの勝負です。異論はありませんね。
そうは言っても私はもうホテル・ドゥボールのシェフじゃないわよ。それ
お二人の合意さえあればエンターテインメントとしての
Exhibition
としても構いませんよ。
Right.
サバラさんいかがです？
Huh, so we also see some, like, politics here. Like, giving away, like, if, what's her name? Savannah? Hold on, wasn't it Monica? Well, anyway, the like this villain chef, giving your opponent a way to lose, with honor. If she loses this duel, then she can just say like, yeah, I just lost the duel, instead of saying like, I don't know, Escoffier pushed me out of my, just came back and people got me out of my post because they liked Escoffier better, like giving an honorable way to lose to the opponent is something that you see in politics because it always helps someone accept a defeat and not just be pushed back to their last straw, to their last reserves or strength,
エンターテイン
and fight to the end.
やるからには正々堂々勝負だよ。私が負けたら煮るなり焼くなり勝手にすれば。
別にあなたをどうこうす。
もしあんたが負けたらドゥボール大否定をよこしな
Codex
さ
the
い。
board. Hold on, there's another element. Did she just really want that thing?
ドゥボール大秘典。
What is that?
伝説の初代シェフモデスト
Only the legendary handbook written by the original head
ドゥ
chef.
ボールケーキを含む無数のマル秘レシ
Okay,
ピが
yeah,
記
of
載されてる
course.
の。
Makes
フォン
sense.
テーヌの美食界の至宝、歴代のシェフのみが読む資格を与えられるお宝よ。
The present and former head chefs of the Hotel de Board have the right to read it.
歴代のシェフ、あれそれならサバナも。
Yeah, exactly what I was
サバ
wondering.
ナ、そんなもの欲しがってどうするの？すでにコピーを持っているじゃない。
コピー。へえ、この後に及んで白を切るつもり。
I want your copy. How petty is that? The original version.
コピーもオリジナルも載っているレシピは同じなのに。
話題をそらそうってわけ。負けるのが怖い？それとも原本が私の手に渡るのが怖い？
おやおや、サバナさん。あれはわざわざエスコフィエさんに記念のために送ったものなのですから、さすがにそれは。
バネーゲムさんもさっき言ったでしょ？双方の合意があれば問題ないと。メニューはドゥボール大飛天に乗っているドゥボールケーキでどう？エスコフィエ、やるの？やらないの？
Oh, this is great. I also saw that Gato de board is Escoffier's specialty dish, and we'll be given the recipe for it at the end of the quest for her specialty dish. So I'm looking forward to that, because I generally want to cook the dish for the characters that I'm going to get. So I knew that I wouldn't be really trying to get Escoffier without the recipe. So I'm kind of forced to do the quest anyway. And so I thought I'll just keep my reserves about Escoffier and use this quest to kind of have a better idea if I really enjoy her character or not. And thus decide if I actually want her or not. I'd hate to find out that all you've learned about after this long is how to chew people's head off. Wow. Just a second, I'll be windowed. Yeah, this is supposed to be windowed, isn't it? I'm not on full screen, so why? What the hell am I in full screen? Oh, it was just kind of bugged out. Anyway, now it should be better. There won't be any more freezes. Alright. We're all set.
大丈夫よ。一度サンドル川に戻って準備しましょう。また公園に来てくれるかしら。
Oh yeah, there were some things I wanted to say. Hold on, what was it again? It was about this quest and Escoffier. I'm really looking forward to her, and it's interesting, and it's also kind of obvious that Escoffier is going to be a Skirk support, because if you want to know, we basically have this artifact set, right? That states it's a cryo damage bonus, but we don't have a cryo character yet. And the only character that wasn't revealed from the teaser of 7 characters that Hoyoverse gave us is, well, there's Escoffier, and there's also a kind of church boy called Dahlia, probably. But basically, this boy is going to be like from Mondstadt, apparently. And so it's pretty obvious that this artifact set is for Escoffier, not Escoffier, for Skirk, because it really doesn't fit with Escoffier, and that already gives us some kind of hints about what Skirk's kit will be about. And also the fact that Escoffier is pretty obviously made for Skirk already tells us that what Skirk's playstyle will be. and at least her best teams. And so it's a pretty nice kind of spoiler for those who pay attention to details. But so far, I really like how they made a character like Escoffier who has a nice drive, just like Chiori, without being too villain-like. I mean, I still liked Scaramouche better in his first model and design. The playable Scaramouche is, let's say, not to my taste. It's not my cup of tea. And so far, I think I really enjoy Escoffier, and there is a very good chance that I'll try to get her. And you're probably wondering, like, what are you gonna do with Dirty Face? But I already have, what is it? Yeah, I made some reckless pulls. I'm at 70 PD. Let's just, you know, roll back. So it's gonna be at like 15th page. Yeah, chilling in. So I'm on a 50-50, but there's still a good chance. And even if this, if I fail my 50-50, there's also, you know, microtransaction, the world that Moga introduced me to, you know. But anyway.
あの子、何か隠してる。シェフとして料理の腕で対話するのが一番手っ取り早いわ。
Oh, that's a nice interpretation too. If she won't talk, this might be the best way to find out what she's really going on with her by communicating with their dishes.
え、本当かよ。おいら全然気づかなかったぞ。エスコフィエも普段は本音を口に出さないタイプだしね。だからすぐに分かったんじゃない？
That's a roundabout way to say, like, she's kind of it's under A on the sides. That's empty false.
少なくともあなたのマカロンに対して言うお砂糖を入れすぎは本音よ。
That's pretty funny to see the beef that Escoffier has with Navia's love for sugar.
それについてはもっとお手柔らかにお願いできない？
I think it's great when they give more complex interactions between characters. Like, even then, I think maybe Molani and Kachina were a little bit basic. It's like, oh, we're both best friends. And sure, there were some other details, but it felt a little bit too generic as a relation. And I'm not saying that I want to hate on things that can be generic. I'm just saying that if you're gonna do something generic, or if you're gonna do characters in a game or something like that, they probably shouldn't be too generic, because we already see a lot of the generic stuff in our lives. And if you're going to imitate something, that's more chance. The delay is a little bit. Bad. I hope it's still watchable. I'm gonna have to. Okay.
親友のサベリと一緒にフォンテーヌの各地を旅しながら新しい食材を発掘してレシピを開発していたのよ。伝説によれば最初のドゥボールケーキはモデストが冒険中に見つけた調味料で作ったと言われているわ。貴重な調味料だったからケーキは毎日16個しか作れなかったけど、食べた人はみんな元気100倍になってその味が忘れられなくなったそうよ。
Why 16 slices? Well, the size of the slices they cut it into. What would be an ingredient so rare they could only do it this amount of time?
2人はそれまでの経験を生かしてルボールレストランを開業。特にモデストは 100年に1人の天才なんて言われて冒険日誌に残された数多くのレシピはドゥボール大秘典に記され称えられるようになった。ああ、なるほどな。そんなことある。100年どころかレストランが有名になって10年も経たないうちに創業者の2人はそれぞれの道を歩むことになったの。
That's a pretty movemented story.
数十年前までは数択のテーブルだけで細々と商売をしていたのよ。
Wow. Okay, well, that's pretty nice backstory for the Hotel de Board.
所在地が変わって最終的にやっと今のバネーゲムさんの手に渡ったの。
Is she forgetting to include herself in the list of reasons why the Hotel de Board got its fame back?
なんだ、リーユへの小説に出てくる武術書みたいにすごい感じのやつなのかと思っちゃったぜ。別に小説は小説、現実は現実よ。100年前の秘典を忠実に守っていたって現代人の舌には合わないわ。今お店に並んでいるケーキもエスコフィエが研究して再現したものなのよ。再現？秘典にレシピが残ってるんじゃないのか？100年も前の骨董品だからかなり情報が欠落してるの。伝説の調味料についての記載もなかったしね。だから再現というよりかは歴史本の記録や秘典の断片を参考に
That's pretty nice. A bit of a lengthy explanation, but we get that Escoffier is basically redoing things in her own way. It's kind of her aesthetica or her moral guideline as a chef.